Today is still August 13th, 2023. Oh my Lord. Okay, I go to Trinity Gospel today with my client. Some ladies are off in the parking lot and they're yelling out about Lisa. We told Lisa we found out it was probably a medication error that made her so sick and why she got well. We better tell them to stay out of it. The police knew that the first month. They had said it was actually in 2003. They called it medical malpractice. They were ripping Dave and I off by using our insurance to falsely diagnose me, to make me sick, to write the big prescriptions, to get the kickback from the drug companies. And they told me to sue them. That their medication, they kept prescribing me medication I didn't know, falsely diagnosed me, sharing me with their friends to falsely diagnose me because we had really good insurance. They called it the golden ticket insurance. That paid for almost everything. And then they falsely diagnosed me, put me on medication I didn't know, and made me sick, and I have to keep coming back. They were ripping me and Dave and our insurance company off. Now, I want you to think about this. And they encouraged me and Dave to sue them for 2 years. And the police have always known, because they sat in the back of Altman Family Physicians, and while I was still with Dave, they did the yearly thing of you always blame the steroids, but they had you on so much medication, hard telling what made everything shut down and quit working. It's a good thing you got off of and got on high doses of pain medicine and got out moving. It was a medication error. The allergic reaction made me swell up and everything quit working. It took 9 months to get well, everything to go down, and everything to start working again. Nothing to do with nothing. See, and for them to even open their damn mouths, I'd like to even know how that agent could even feel sorry for him. If he was an honest man and an honest man, they come in and say, she was faking, she was sick, and faking she got well when we were grieving in 2003. It's 2018. You don't know her medical record. You don't know what those doctors did for her. Huh? None of your damn business. You need to learn your place. Her medical history is none of your damn business. Does she have anything to do with your kid's death? No. Father ran the stop sign and killed her kid. Where was she? At home. Her and her whole family. And you want to hurt her or complain about her, and she had nothing to do with your kid's death? I'm sorry for your loss. It was 15 years ago. You need counseling, and you better not have interfered in her life at all. If he was an honest man, he would have said, you need to learn your damn place. You got mental illness. Who said that lie? Our minister. Your minister don't know jack squat. If he was an honest man, he would have ripped him a new one. Ripped them a new one. Right? Right. But he wasn't honest. Not at all. See, this is where the whole thing of it is. Those ladies were out there. We told Lisa, tell everybody to stop saying stuff to her. We found out it probably was a medication error, made her swell up and everything quit working. And we found out that agent stole all the money from the case. Screaming outside Trinity Gospel. Okay? I go back to my clients. I look up what it is to tape somebody unaware in their home. You would be considered peeking Tom. Voyeurism. You're automatically arrested and listed a sexual predator for life. Just for saying you taped him unaware. You're a peeking Tom. It's voyeurism. And you're listed a sexual predator for life. Now we're going to move forward. Then I go out to eat with my client. We go on the way to the restaurant. Some guys in trucks pull up. Said, "No, this is funny. We found out some freaking Peking Tom did it before. Nobody better say a word." I go in the restaurant. People behind me, the people that helped out in this could be listed child molesters. We all know they admitted to putting a shower scene in the other room. They were taping in the bathroom. That means they taped those kids go in the bathroom. They all could get listed child molesters for this. Duh! Duh! Duh. See, then we're going to go back to the phone call where I had it with that agent, where he had showed up at Apostolic Church of Bremerton. Okay? And he told on me before I called him back, and it was verified by officers it was him. He told them he knew I was being drugged, beaten, raped, and he didn't care because of strangest lie for faking you were sick and faking you got well. Well, that family was grieving. The women were talking when I walked off. It's Pamela yelling, "My God, I had an FBI agent in my office." He's right there. They followed me in, say it again, and said, he said if she was going to be faking she was sick and faking she got well with that family was grieving, he didn't care what they were going to do to her. And he was going to turn her back over to him. He even told him he wasn't going to help me. Open my case as fraud. Dave comes in, "Let's go." Can you imagine an agent saying that? Okay? Told you. Dave threatened my life on the way home, swinging at me till I almost jumped out of the truck on the highway. Called that agent back the next day. I tried to tell him somebody told on me the night before. He called me a liar. It's verified by officers. Dave told Danny he talked to him. Officers in uniform up there had seen him, verified for other officers. Dave already knew. Huh? Then I tried to tell him about the guy that threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle. Called me a liar. I told him he tried to kidnap me before he called me a liar. Terry let me tape her with her permission. He's the serial killer for the human traffickers. That's who he let go. Okay? Then he's bullying me like hell on the phone. Okay? And I scream about some damn camera above the bench. If I didn't know, I better say I'm lying, or he'll arrest me and bullies me into false statements under threats of arrest. Makes me beg for my life, and as I'm begging for my life, some guy yells out, "Well, we could always use Pete's tape. Weird with yourself." Guy starts giggling. "Stop, she doesn't know." Where does a federal agent think a sexual predator is funny? A cop, a federal cop, thinking a sexual predator victimizing a woman in her home is funny. Laughing with another agent. "Stop, she don't know." Yell out again about Pete framing me. "Stop, she doesn't know." Give me a real reason why we should help you. So I told him about my brother-in-law. "Okay, well, list your informant. $5,000 a month for working this case. Have that money to move out when you move out. Pull you out if it gets too bad. Da-da-da. And life of peace. Make sure nobody ever touches you. Okay? And even when it's over, we'll put it back as if it never happened, even when you tell. You have that money to live on from now on for working this case." And then he threatens me if I tell. What part he just acknowledged Pete? Who's Pete? Dave's girlfriend's dad. Dave told Danny he hired his girlfriend's dad on his own. His girlfriend's dad and his drug friends. The drug cartel that was human trafficking people. A drug scam from the drug traders walked into a federal office and admitted to a federal cop they were stalking and drugging a woman to get the truth out of him. And he didn't arrest them. And he knew they were drug being, raping me, and human trafficking me out of that house, that call. You know, those amnesia drugs are so bad. Like when I talked to another sheriff out of this area, he said they control you and what you say and do. My co-worker dog got taken from a bar. Took a drink, started acting happy. A bunch of people come up, start talking to him. Laughing and talking, and left with him willingly. Friends didn't think anything of it. Found herself in a puddle of pee. They raped her. She didn't even know she left with him. She didn't even know she talked to him. I talked to a sheriff about him. He said those amnesia drugs, they control everything you say and do. My neighbor got roofied in a bar, went out to eat, went to the bank, came home, changed his shoes, and was freaking out. Didn't know how he got home. You're sleepwalking for 4 to 6 hours under somebody else's control. They were bragging with the drugs they had. They could control anybody. Now, is it funny that federal cops are acknowledging before I'm listed an informant, they already knew I was being stalked by a sexual predator and framed and giggling. That's why they mock FBI Agent John. June 7th, 23, FBI Agent John fell for the stunt on the tapes before. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent actually fell for it? You mean John actually fell for it? Is that what's going on? FBI Agent John fell for the stunt on the tapes before. Ha, 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 ha. June 7th, 23, Walmart 62. July 9th, 23, in Trinity Gospel, women sent behind me and my client. The FBI wouldn't dare fix this after what one of their agents did. On Friday up in Hartville, women followed me, got out outside the Hartville Hardware. I went in there to get some lemon drops. And they got out of the car and said, Will said if she was going to be faking she was sick and faking she got well, told everybody not to help her. And we all found out it was a medication error that made her sick. And nobody finds any of this funny. Will didn't know her medical history. He went on somebody's lie. FBI owes me a lot of money. I've told the Oversight Committee. I have told the Department of Justice and every law enforcement I can. They have dared the FBI. They have mocked them. People have asked me, is the FBI afraid of them? Makes you wonder. Because they have openly admitted they were stunts. Eric admitted everything was him and not me. One of the drug dealers, November 18th, 22, Walmart 62, 2 to 6 p.m. by the hair salon. They tape an audio through the whole store, mocking everybody for falling for this. I'd like to know on God's green earth, where did anybody think some girl's dad could stalk the wife and it'd be okay? To drug out the wife, leave her drugged, beat, bruised, swollen, personal infection, and find it funny. And then Photoshop a shower scene and drug me up and tell me say stuff so I'd be sleepwalking and not know what happened to me. Where did they think that the psycho bitch girlfriend of my husband, her psycho bitch dad, that's a sexual predator, break in and do that? See, in January 19 in the mall, they were calling them child molesters that were doing this to me. They admitted to me they were drug traders, they were human traffickers around me. They left me in the middle of a drug cartel. And they let the case run and told no one to help me. He opened my case out of fraud, and he stole over $290,000 from my case. Everybody turn them in. Do you want Pete being a sexual predator, breaking in your home in the drug cartel?